Well, that is some fun music, and I'm having to run my little board manually tonight because we ran out of time to get everything punched out here. But I want to show you guys something cool. I got some birthday presents, and this is one of them. Isn't that beautiful? I wish you guys could see this. Hang on just a second, if you would. Just hang on a second. Let me try to do this. I should have thought of this. You guys would hang on. Oh, you know what? Hold on here. Let me try to do something, because here's the deal. We have a room full of people. How about that? And I want them to be able to see what you guys are seeing. Okay. You can, there you go. It's maybe it just disconnected. I don't know.
Oh.
Anyway. Did it disconnect? There's Hemet.
I can't see what the question is.
Question is no.
Okay. The answer is no.
The answer is no. All right, there. I just wanted them to be able to see what you guys are seeing. So this has been such an amazing and fun weekend. Wow, we have just had the best time. In fact, I have some slides here. Let me just show you some of the stuff. Let's go through that, and then we're kind of focus in and get going on our meditation tonight. But yeah, this was the first night, sunset up at Water Rock Knob. We did this last time. You probably saw this, maybe that picture on Facebook earlier. Here, my new adopted family. This is Sean, Brielle, and Canyon. And I have a new family in my life, and I am thrilled about it. We've kind of adopted each other. And so I've had the best time with them and their little boy this week. Sean is a cinematographer. In fact, he's in the corner over here with about a gazillion-dollar camera on his shoulder shooting this. And we'll tell you about that here in a minute, because we got a really exciting story to tell. This is Brittany. Brittany took off today and headed back home, and just had a real special time with her. She's played a really phenomenal role in my life as well. This is Cher. She's here with us tonight. And of course, Canyon, and everybody just had the best time with Canyon. And then Hemet, yesterday afternoon, right at sunset, we did some yoga on a hillside right by the lake. And the reason that is significant is because when that sun that you see warming everybody's backs went over the mountain, the hoods went up, the coats pulled tight, and everybody started, the yoga took on a new dynamic. And everybody was freezing because it was cold out there. But everybody had a really wonderful time. And then, yeah, a couple of old dogs getting back together again after 3 years of pandemic and distance and everything else. Oh. And actually, Alyssa, who I had up a minute ago, her husband Kyle shot this shot with his Sony DSLR camera. And my goodness, the pictures that he took were just phenomenal. So we appreciate that. Really good stuff. So it was a really fun time. We did have a marvelous time. And it just was just so cool. So we have, like I showed you a minute ago, we have a little audience with us tonight. So there's Brielle, and there's Cher, and that's Susie. Susie is guarding Canyon from, and then we're going to get Sean over here in a minute, but we're all camped out here in the cabin with you tonight. So bringing the dynamic. This would be the second time that we've done this live. And of course, the last time was back in August when the first group was here. So we had an equally magic, wonderful time on this trip, and some really amazing birthday presents. So this is a heart chakra color green. bowl. Oh, you know what? The green is keying out.
Yeah.
How about that? There it is. Well, maybe that's the problem. But anyway, it is absolutely beautiful. And then check this out. So that, oh, see the green. How perfect is this? Here, Hemet, you show them the green candle. There we go. You hold that up and let me get you on camera over here. There it is. There's the green. So that is a heart chakra candle, and it says it's good for 100 days. So starting on my birthday, which we're going to light it together next Sunday night, which is my birthday, and I'm going to burn it for 100 days. And we agreed collectively that by the time that glass is down to the bottom, this heart is fixed and working perfectly. And it's going to happen. All right.
So it is.
And so it is. Exactly. And we're going to make that happen. So I can't wait. I'm a little bit richer tonight.
That's awesome.
I wonder if I took this up to the Western North Carolina Credit Union that I just joined and tried to deposit that, if they would take it. Do you think?
Of course.
It's $1 million. But the nice thing is it's really hard and not paper. So I can mount that around here somewhere, and that is going to become a reality. These people are manifestors, I'm telling you. And then I want you to see this. Handmade by Brielle, my new daughter. My new family daughter from this podcast made that for me with a handwritten note, and found all these things and even put her little initial on the back. And I can't tell you how special that was. Loved that. So thank you very much. Love you. Appreciate it. Well, let's get caught up on some comments here. I'll tell you what, we have had amazing intentions this weekend, and I am fired up. In fact, we're going to let me see if I can show you. This is just really cool. Hang on just a second here. I'm going to try to do something. Give me just a quick second. Then we're going to get to our meditation. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but I do want you to see this. Hang on. Look at that. This guy is making a documentary. Is it possible for you to set that down for a quick second?
Yeah, sure.
Come over here. Come over here. And I'm going to scoot over.
Don't forget, I'll chroma key out either.
I know you got green on. This is my new buddy Sean, and yesterday afternoon, and we actually counted the time. It was right at 1:00 because we set a chart to it. That is an amazing chart, and you spoke something out to me out of nowhere.
Right.
But I think it had been in your heart incubating for a while. Would you speak out what you mentioned yesterday?
Absolutely. I think, as we all know, Thomas is making a huge impact with his podcasts, with these live Facebook meetings every Sunday. I mean, there's so much energy that's going out into the universe because of all of us as a collective. And my idea was why not make a feature-length documentary about what Thomas is doing, about consciousness itself, about practices that we can apply every single day that put out something very positive and bright, and doing it all together, doing it as a collective, as a collaboration, and creating something really special that we can put on big platforms such as Netflix, Amazon, and putting it amongst all the other consciousness documentaries. And I really envision that being something big. And as a filmmaker, the content that I want to deliver, my wife Brielle, as a filmmaker, the content we want to deliver is conscious content. So together as a collaboration, I think we can all make that happen.
So he said that, and it just went right into my soul. And I knew that we had started. So we've been shooting interviews all day today.
All
There you
day.
go.
We just had the camera with us. We're like, why don't we start right now?
Well,
Now's
and
the time.
for that chart yesterday, Mars was in the 6th house, which is the work of this project. And Mars is, you better not wait around. So we got right at it.
That's right. So join us. Let's make something conscious.
We are
together.
going to be sharing this. In fact, tell them, because you were wanting to have their involvement.
Yeah,
That was your vision.
definitely. I think as this concept develops more and more, and Thomas and I and Brielle talk about this platform, I think, we kind of see some crowdfunding going into something like this, where we can all come together, chip in, and produce a really, really positive, beautiful message. That's the outreach, because what people need more than anything is a positive message. There's too much negativity in the world. We see it every single day. We see it all the time. No matter where we go, on our phones, on the streets, on advertising, there's just too much of it flooding us. And, more positive content is what is going to bring love to the world as a message to teach us something.
And not only that, but we're going to involve a lot of your journeys as well. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be great. Thank
It
you,
is.
buddy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you for the inspiration.
Absolutely.
And he's been working his tail off today. So can't tell him how much I appreciate that. All right, let me get caught up on a couple of comments. I'm going to work backwards, okay? Good. Kristen says, what a wonderful idea and a great way to raise vibrations. Boy, won't that be the truth. So many podcast people you can interview. Yes, exactly. That's exactly. Absolutely. And Alyssa was with us this weekend, and Kyle. And Kyle just got some amazing photographs. Lynn. Oh, let's see. No, that's somebody else. Sorry, I can't see those. Good. So you guys are loving this. Everybody's, hey, Brittany, glad you could make it on. Brittany's on. Leaving a legacy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ooh, you know what? Saturn was in the 2nd house. So that is absolutely legacy. Yeah, it is absolutely it will last for a long time. Oh man, these comments are incredible. Love this. Let us know how we can help. Gaia TV. What a terrific idea. Awesome idea from our other wonderful Brittany, our beautiful Brittany, who is so supportive of this. Himmet's voice is coming next. There's a commercial running on Facebook. Well, that'll be us. Absolutely. All right. Good deal. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Well, we do have a great agenda tonight, so I'm going to turn it now over to my buddy Himmet, who we've been just having a blast together. Himmet, I'm going to put you on camera, and then I have to go to another screen over here and turn your microphone on. So with that, you are going to lead us in a special meditation
Thank you, Thomas.
and intention. It is yours. Take off.
It's been wonderful to be here and to be able to share this sacred practice of Kundalini Yoga and meditation with you all tonight. This is a very ancient tradition based on the Raj Yoga lineage. The meditation we're going to do is to give you the power to project your healing light to anywhere in the world. Whenever there is a national, international disaster, you hear public figures, politicians, leaders in faith say, we're sending them our thoughts and prayers. Beautiful, beautiful intention. This meditation gives you the technology, science to project thoughts and prayers amplified, gives them the power to receive your love and light through this thousands of years old tradition. So if you've never done yoga, we're not doing yoga. If you ever not meditated, you'll find this is not that challenging. If you have done both, you'll probably slip right into this vibration quickly and easily. Before we do any type of spiritual practice in this lineage, we tune in. And the mantra, which I view as a password you use to gain access to your higher consciousness, is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. I have it written on the board. It means you're bowing to or invoking your connection to the teacher within to connect to the teacher outside you. That teacher is not me. It is your connection to the divine, to this lineage. This is called the connection to the golden chain of thousands of years of yogis, mystics, and sages who brought us this tradition. It also works on a physiological level. When you chant this, it vibrates in your third eye point, your pituitary gland. So this is how we tune in. We bring the palms together at the heart, close the eyes, and chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. We'll go a little slower. I just want to give you an idea of the intonation of the voice and how it sounds. Now, the meditation is very sophisticated, so I'm going to go over in detail how we do this. First, the mantra is Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, short pause, Sa, Se, So, Hung. Thomas, is the mantra
Shows up.
viewed
Great.
clearly?
Yes, looks really
Great.
good.
Thank you. It means Ra is sun, Ma is moon, Da is earth, and Se is infinity. Then we reverse it and say again, but now that infinity is within. So Se is the culmination of all these big concepts, earth, moon, sun, infinity, into within yourself. So Hung is I am thou. So to bring the vast power of the universe, the sun, the moon, the earth, infinity, into you, and you acknowledge that. And we're able to project that power through this position of the arms and hands. And this looks like you're just relaxing the hands out, kind of in a receptive mode. But actually, you want to feel the pressure in the wrist here. This is how the science of yoga works, because by putting this pressure, you have a heart meridian right here. So you want to press the palms up and out. You want your tricep area of the arm pressed into the ribs. So it looks like this. Your eyes will be closed. Focus at your third eye point, which is right between the eyebrows, just above the bridge of the nose. And we'll chant this together. Again, the short pause between the say, and again, the second say. And we'll do this for 7 minutes. But before we begin, we will tune in. But I want to go over a very specific instruction is before we start, set an intention for where you want this healing light sent. You have a family member across the country who's going through a difficult time. You can set the intention to go to them. You can send it to an area of the world that's in stress or distress, Ukraine, any other place that you feel in your heart you want to send this light to, or a very general to the whole world, the whole planet you want to send this light to. We have the power to change the planet through the light within ourselves. This is just a technology on how to amplify that and project it. So just take a moment before we begin to close your eyes and set an intention where to send this light, this love, this healing energy. Okay, we're going to tune in now. The mantra again is Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And just follow along the best you can. Bring your palms together, press them, and the knuckles of your thumb are pressed into the sternum. This is important because it connects to the vagus nerve, and that connects your lower chakras to your higher chakras. Together, let's inhale very deeply. Exhale. Let's inhale to begin. Om Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Great. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath, suspend breathing for a moment. And exhale, relax, release the hand, shake out the wrist. Again, the mantra is Ra, Ma, Da, Sa. Short pause. Sa, Say, So, Hung. And the hung is kind of short and clipped. And you want the tip of your tongue to touch the roof of your mouth. Then we'll inhale together and repeat. And you'll see and feel the rhythm very quickly. I'll be leading, but you will be co-leading with me very, very quickly. So again, don't forget your intention. Your eyes will be closed. Focus at your third eye. Let's go ahead and bring our arms and hands into this position. I'll set the clock. Together, inhale deeply. Exhale. Let's inhale to begin. Ramadasa. Sa, Say, So, Hung. 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 Ramadasa. sa sa se so hum. Ramadasa 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 sa se so hum. Inhale deeply. Hold the position. As you hold the breath, think of the person, the place that you had your intention, and project this love and light as you exhale now. Inhale deeply. See your community where you live, surrounded in this golden healing light as you project that out now. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath and see your country, the nation you occupy with. Every person, every place is sent this healing light as you exhale now. Inhale deeply. See our whole planet Earth surrounded with your golden healing light and project that as you exhale now. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. Bring your hands over your heart, right hand over left, and feel the energy from your hands returning back to your heart, healing you as you exhale now. Inhale deeply. Exhale and just breathe long, slow, and deep for a moment as we dwell on our hearts, sending a prayer and intention to the world for light, love, peace, and clarity of purpose, that we are all divine souls working together to create a harmonious world where we all get along in peace and happiness. Find your own words, your own thoughts, and just dwell in your heart. Now let's bring our palms together back into that prayer pose at the heart. We close the meditation with the mantra Sat Nam. It means truth's name or truth's identity, an affirmation of your divinity. The Sat is very long and extended. The Nam is much shorter. Together, inhale deeply. Exhale. And let's inhale to close. Nam. Thank you for sharing your light, your love, your life together. Sat Nam.
Wow, thank you, Hemet. That was beautiful. We're going to give him a minute to regroup and gather up, and then maybe talk a little bit. We'll just talk yoga and some of the meditations. And I want to ask you about chanting. That was just incredible. There's something special about the chants, and we'll talk to him about that in just a minute. I'd like to just put one other piece of this in, and that is, as we do here together every Sunday night, is to just in the space of what he has prepared us with now, to connect with each other. And I know that a lot of you have already, and that was probably who you were sending the meditation to as you were doing it. But let's put just the coup de grace on this of connecting with those of us in this group. You've seen the names on the chat. You know how we do this every week. And just staying in a moment here of sending this love to each other, because the bond in this group has gotten so deep over the time that we've been doing this. And that is such beautiful, powerful energy that we now give to each other in the way that we always do, whether you envision a big grid or a big circle holding hands. We still have those among us who are literally fighting for their lives. My friend Cheryl, send her love. She needs it. We have folks who are recovering from surgeries recently. You know, Susan and her situation. We have challenged relationships that need healing. We all need peace. And we all need just enough serenity to face another week. One day at a time, one intention at a time, one inspiration and intuition at a time. Taking it one day at a time. Let's send each other support for the week ahead. Such a beautiful space. You know, in the yogic tradition, chanting is a big piece of it. We can get both of us in here. I'm sure we can. Come on over here, buddy.
Oh, there I am
Voila.
on the screen.
We've got a lot of ground that we've
Yes.
covered, hiked, and skied together since we met in Aspen several years ago. What is it about the chanting?
Vibration.
Say more.
The universe functions on energy, and that energy vibrates. So every cell in the body, every atom responds to a vibration, a frequency. So when we're chanting, we're vibrating the whole body. And specifically, we want to get a vibration that stimulates different glands. That's the beginning of this practice. When we talk about the third eye point at the pituitary gland, when we did the Om Namo Gurudev Namo, this is like sitting on top of a stereo speaker. It vibrates, and the pituitary gland responds to that.
Okay, because you had if you note, do your Om again.
Om.
It's all up here.
You feel it in your sinuses,
It's
and that cavity is like a sound drum, and your pituitary is directly on top of it,
oh wow,
and that creates the vibration.
back in there, right?
Back in.
and it's small.
Yeah, its pituitary is very small, and it's been referred to by the yogis as the master gland. So when it secretes hormones and biochemicals into your bloodstream, that changes your blood chemistry, and that controls other glands and organs of the body. But what we found out through more modern science that studies this is when the pituitary vibrates, the first gland it goes to is the pineal gland, which is right in the center of the brain. And that's the center of our enlightenment. And that is your connection to what I refer to as a home office.
I love that. You borrowed it from somebody else,
Yeah.
and I borrowed it from you.
Yeah, I had very few original thoughts. I learned it all from teachers, students, clients.
Me
and
too.
such.
Fred Dodson.
And,
You know that.
And the scientists found that the vibration of the pineal gland communicates to all the glands through vibration.
Wow.
It does secrete a hormone, but that might primarily for preparing to sleep and to prepare to wake up. They found this pineal gland it's very small, about the size of a dry piece of rice. And it's hollow inside, and the cells have the same structure as what is in the back of your retina. So it's light sensitive. So when the sun goes down, it's like it secretes hormones. Your brain going, oh, it's time to prepare for sleep. In the morning as the sun comes up, it's like, oh, it secretes a different hormone. And it says, oh, it's time to wake up. The reason I wear this white
Yeah, you lean in more this way.
This white head covering
Closer together. There we go.
is to first keep the hair out of my eyes, but mostly it's for shade. So it gives that light sensitive pineal gland a little bit of a filter. So it then secretes that calming, relaxing, parasympathetic nervous system response of being chill all during the day.
Serious question.
Yes.
How long ago did you start wearing it? Would you say?
When I first started practicing Kundalini Yoga, it was encouraged to wear a white head covering on your crown. And I started thinking about it. I was like, why am I not doing that? Was I didn't have the self-confidence to walk into my office where I work as this? This does have a lot of connotations and associations with different religions, which I am not religious.
Yeah,
I'm spiritual, but not religious type.
right.
And when I would teach, I would just take like literally a white dishcloth wrapped around my head. We were instructed to wear one when we taught. After a few years, I thought, well, I feel really good when I teach in this feeling I get when I wear this. Maybe I should wear something a little bit more sophisticated. So I actually wore a turban, which is a very sophisticated technique of aligning the bones of the skull. It puts pressure. There's a more of a soft spot where the fabric is very thin on the top of the head, so that you get that connection to the pineal gland. But that's a lot of work, a lot of laundry, a lot of stretching, wrapping the turban, putting your hair up in a tie, wrapping the turban, and then that takes about 20 minutes.
Oh,
Then
no.
I would go to the office and work, and then they say, "Okay, you can take a lunch break." I live in Aspen, Colorado. Okay, you can ski during lunch break. Great. Take off the turban, put on a helmet, go up and ski for 45 minutes to an hour, come back down, going, "Oh, I gotta put that turban back on
Oh
again."
boy.
So I did that for about a year,
Oh wow.
and so I thought, this doesn't. First of all, the turban doesn't represent me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I would wear this in the evenings as sort of a home remedy for keeping the pineal in the shade. And I started wearing this to work. And I thought, this is so easy. I don't have to tie my hair up, just pop it on.
Now, here's what I'm curious about, because you talked about a number of different benefits
Mhm.
and a number of different points in the brain. But I know that we're all feeling like we would all love that chill
Mhm.
now more than ever.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering, from the time you put that on to the time of the effect that it would take for somebody to literally feel, wow, that pineal gland is more shaded and it is not as hyperactive. Any thoughts on that? Maybe?
Potentially it could be immediately.
Wow.
I think part of it is where you are in your journey and how sensitive you are to what's going on in your body.
Some of it would be the intention too.
Please, thank you. That was a very good thought.
Big part of it
Mhm.
would be like giving any part of your body love.
Yes. Well, there's a saying that, energy flows where your attention goes. So if you put your attention to creating this helmet of light over your head, it's going to appear. It's going to function immediately.
Where you find those and what's it made of?
Oh, 100% cotton. I get this through a vendor at this very large yoga event I go to every June. But they haven't had it in the last few years because of the pandemic.
Of course.
So I, like most people, I went to Amazon looking for one. They sent me one and they lied. They said it was 100% cotton. I got it. It was 100% polyester.
Uh-oh.
Returned it.
No bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah. Synthetic.
So white cotton has a very powerful effect on our electromagnetic field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not to get too deep in the weeds, we also have an arc line that goes from over the ear to the other ear, like a halo. And that when we were doing this meditation, projecting, the arc line was a big part of it. It's like our antenna. This also gives us a radiant, bright face when your arc line is engaged.
Now, one other part about yogic chanting, it's repetitious.
Yes.
Now, we did an abbreviated version of that. I know Yogi Bhajan has told you to do extended, like hours long. What is it about doing something over and over and over?
The repetition establishes and holds that vibration in the body.
Okay.
And if you do it,
Keeps it in the body.
yes. If you just chant it once, you go, "Oh, that's a nice buzz." If you-
Okay. Well, it's like, okay. Then it's like you can do this, right?
Yes.
You can, there's that. Sorry, it's keying through. Or you can extend
Mhm.
and keep it in there,
Yes.
right? So you're doing
Yes.
that. That's cool.
Now we did that meditation for 7 minutes. That's very effective. Ideally, we do it for 11 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, I see a comment. Even more reasons to put my hat on.
Yeah.
I don't always wear this. if I'm going for a hike, I wear a wide brim hat.
Yeah.
It's just having something to cover you. And what's interesting is
That's really interesting.
in the
Hmm.
Jewish faith, I think, is it a yarmulke?
Hmm.
They have that on the crown. The Hindu practice has different head coverings. A lot of the African sects of Christianity wear this exact thing. It's called a kufi. I understood it. Sometimes it's called a coffee. That confuses people. Is it kufi?
Well, this whole practice and everything about it is raising the vibration. And you've heard him talk on some of the podcasts, but basically found his way over 30 years ago when he found this practice that connected him with his soul and with the, as you say, the home office, with his eternity, with his higher self. And through this practice, he has been able to maintain what is, to me, one of the most consistent, stable, grounded spiritual practices that I've ever had the privilege to observe. And I got to see it for nearly 3 years. Day in and day out, he is just as steady, as level as can be. Some of that, sure, is his wiring. He's a Taurus, so
Yeah.
that goes with that territory. But it also is that practice that he's been doing all these years that gives that grounding, and all these techniques that go into the specific areas of connecting with that vibration. So it is a great practice. We had somebody ask, will this be available on YouTube? He and I have talked about this quite a bit, and I think it still may be in the cards that that this is done. There are a couple of things on the funastrology.com website that you can go under the free section and pick up. And then under the, there's another, let's see, if you go to a website called concussionyoga.com, there is a program that we did. Just explain that program. You do it a lot better than I do. And it's, I don't know, I think it's like $25 or $29 or something like that. It's not much, but it's him for almost an hour going through this meditation. And then we do it with instruction and then without instruction. So tell them a little bit about what that product is.
One of the misconceptions in our Western society is that yoga is an exercise program. It does involve exercise, but we see it as yogis, it's a science. And that science is biology, specifically. And when we're doing a specific meditation, we call them kriyas, which means a specific action that creates a very direct result. And the video we produced is for a very simple yoga series. And the reason we do the yoga is to prepare the body so the mind can become more relaxed, more in the biology, the parasympathetic nervous system.
Okay, hold on that thought. Stay right there. Have you ever tried to meditate and you can't because right?
Mhm.
What he just said was the reason for the yoga. I mean, you know, the Kundalini exercises, I love them. Don't hit you in the head here, but you know, this, and I love the shoulder shrugs. This is one of my favorite. And we did yoga yesterday and today. The reason for that physical movement is to calm the mind down. So there's something significant about that. There are a lot of Kundalini videos on YouTube. I know you would have some things to say about which ones. Maybe you could give us some guidance later on that. But there are some videos that you can do. And the reason for the yoga is just what he said, helps calm your mind. Keep that in mind if you are one who has trouble sitting in meditation because it's just too going all the time. Okay.
Yep, I hear this very often, is that, oh, I can't meditate, my mind's too active. So did you do any type of breathing, pranayama, qigong, tai chi?
Movement.
Excellent way to move the energy in the body, change the nervous system. They say, oh no, I just sit down and try to meditate. Well, it'd be like when we were in our days of skiing together, going up the top of a mountain and you've never skied before, and there's a double black diamond, I think I'll start there.
Depends on which mountain you're
Yeah.
on.
And
Not the one where you live.
I do have strong opinions on the yoga culture in the country, and I go do friends classes who teach Vinyasa flow, the Ashtanga, the Yoga Nidra is very nice. And I'll ask them, I really enjoyed your class and the things you've said and the energy you projected, but why didn't we meditate at the end? They go, oh, that students don't like it. They leave before the meditation. They say they can't meditate and they just feel frustrated. And I don't want to be that teacher. And so my little cavalier quip to them is, well, if you teach a yoga class and you do not meditate at the end, that'd be like having sex and stopping before the climax. That is why we do the yoga, is so we can meditate.
Wow. All right. So this brain product,
Okay.
concussionyoga.com.
The yoga covers almost all aspects of what we call humanology. There is a big challenge in our world with memory loss, early stages or dementia, Alzheimer's, and concussions. And there was a meditation that was very specific in how it worked on activating the brain. We did a scientific study, several, and what the basic study that woke everybody up was someone who's had early stages of dementia. They went into the hospital, got an MRI, immediately went to the next room and did this meditation for 12 minutes, and then went back and took another MRI. They compared the two. The second one, the areas of the brain that had been dark or inactive were now lit up. Neurological activity, neurotransmitters were reactivated.
And the only variable was this
The meditation.
program.
Yes.
So that's what's on Concussion Yoga. Hey, we have a couple of questions here. Let's take on, here's Pam's question. What's the importance of 11 minutes?
Great question. I was just talking to our group here in Maggie Valley about this. The number 11 is significant. Is that, let's see if I can get my finger in there. We have one soul, one divine source, and they're on the journey parallel together. That's the symbology, mythology of the number 11.
So does it show up a lot in Kundalini timings?
Yes.
Because you just mentioned 12 minutes for the brain.
Yeah,
meditation.
that is because the structure of the meditation is 2 minutes of Satanama.
Oh,
2
it just
minutes
adds
of,
up to.
yeah.
Okay.
And the general structure of meditations is 3 minutes just to have a quick effect, 7 minutes to go to a deeper effect, 11 minutes is ideal. You can go up to 31 minutes to really have a powerful experience. 62 minutes.
And then Yogi Bhajan told you to do
3 different meditations for 62 minutes each in a row.
He was going through a challenge in his life, and he said, "You 3 hours."
Yeah, he was real quickly. He called it the Aquarian Kriya. And I was at an event where he was teaching, and it was a small event, which is unusual for him. He usually had thousands of people. There were like 60 of us there, so he's more accessible. So I had an appointment, and he had been giving this meditation sequence to everyone. They said 11 minutes, 11 minutes. So I met with him. And he goes, "For you, 62 minutes." And I had like, that means I'm usually getting up like at 4:35 in the morning and do my yoga. Now I'm waking up at 3:30, doing it 3.5 hours of this, and then inhaling a breakfast and driving off to work.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
another conversation.
hey, Sarah, glad you're here. Good to see you. Get a couple others come in here. This is a good question.
Okay, thank you. Very much what we just spoke about. The meditation is sitting and quieting the mind using the technology of mudra, mantra, and breath. The more active yoga is to generate and direct the energy within the body. It can be very, very specific. We do a very specific, what we call stretch pose, engages your third chakra. Next exercise is called tuck pose, engages the heart and the throat. The next one is aura fix, extends all that heart energy into the aura, so your vibration changes.
Mm.
So the yoga is to work more on the physiological biology of the body to
Mhm.
prepare it for quieting the mind. The key to yoga in the meditation context is to go to the state of samadhi, which is the highest level of yoga, which is nothing. When your mind is nothing, everything is available. And this takes you to a state of bliss, connection, and everything is known to you. And people said, well, nothing's that easy. Nothing is that easy if you do the yoga and meditate.
Do the nothing.
Yes.
Let's see. We've just got great comments coming in here. So, okay. So here Melissa is saying, good reason to exercise. Anxiety and ADHD meds have decreased just from doing exercise. How would, okay. And,
Yes.
and we don't know what kind of exercise,
Yes.
but how would Kundalini, so if this exercise improves ADHD,
Mhm.
medicine is required less
Mhm.
on, I don't know, let's say going to the gym or going to the typical Western yoga class,
Mhm.
where would you slot Kundalini, and then give some validation as to why, not just because you love it. I want you to really drill it into them as to why you make the claims that you do.
I'll use an example. You go see a doctor because you're depressed. You're on a downward spiral. Not suicidal, but you're just really, really down. They'll give you a prescription, an antidepressant. That is fine. That's going to stop the downward spiral. Then find a practice. I'll say Kundalini Yoga is where that's the topic of this conversation. But it can be done I just don't want to say Kundalini Yoga is the only thing you need to do. No. There's so many valid modalities. But nevertheless, then you can start doing those and your need for the medication diminishes. And then you can find your own medicine of the mantra, the practice
From
inside. And then you can, again, working with your health professional, maybe wean yourself off the medication.
That little girl right there, she's another daughter.
Yes.
She helps
Yes.
us on our Facebook page.
I'm
and
not
she-
critical of pharmaceuticals because they serve a purpose, but our Western society has gotten too reliant on them.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
They serve their purpose. And for some people, okay, bipolar, that medication is critical.
Yeah. Yeah.
The yoga would help. The meditation will expand upon the yoga, and maybe the dosage can be reduced.
Mhm.
Again, all this, when I'm talking about medication, refer to your health professional.
Absolutely. Always. Take a look at that one. That's interesting.
Yes, I've heard that. No pun intended. Hearing loss and dementia. The only thing that I go see my doctor once a year for a physical. She asks, so what's going on? I go, I got a tiny little tinnitus in my right ear. And she goes, well, there's not much we can do. The hearing experts, And then I have a naturopath who's also a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine. And his response was like, I won't say he's psychic because he uses a pendulum, but he was very intuitive. He said, oh, you have inflammation. So he gave me some natural herbs, and the tinnitus is almost gone.
Wow.
But to the question about dementia, I'm not sure of what the direct connection is, but if you are going through a decline in your hearing, it has many times to do with an alignment of the jaw. My father was losing his hearing, and the dentist goes, there's something. He gave him this like retainer to wear at night when he slept. It switched.
Wow.
So there are many, many factors on what causes hearing loss. Whether you were a drummer in a band, or you went to too many rock concerts, or hereditary.
Yeah.
But the chanting will, I believe, based on nothing but my belief and experience, that it will slow down the rate of hearing loss.
We've got to wrap up here, and I want to get to Arnaldo's question too.
Samadhi, it's called samadhi in the Kundalini Uraj tradition. We typically refer to it as shunya, going to nothing. When I meditate, not every time. Sometimes I'm distracted. Sometimes the practice is frankly mechanical. I just get up and do it. I don't really have my heart into it. I just do it every day just because I know that's what I need to do. When I do have access to it, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. The healing arm of Kundalini Yoga is a practice called Sat Nam Rasayan. And it's a beautiful practice in that what the practitioner, the healer does, he goes to that state of samadhi, includes the client, patient into that space. It takes them into that deep relaxation. And then I can do intentions or use technology like an element. If someone has a broken hip, I add the element of earth to the hip because earth is grounding. It'll help the bone heal faster. And I'm finding that when I go into that meditative state to work with a client, I go to samadhi just like that from the practice. And I also believe it's because I'm going to be serving someone. And
that's a key.
My body and mind says, oh, this isn't just for your benefit. You're going to help this person.
Arnaldo is a wonderful soul who lives in Europe. And if you notice, it's 9:03 here in the East Coast. Add 5, and he gets up to join us. So let's answer his question. This will be our last. We'll wrap up here.
Thank you. There is several meditations. We did it this morning with everyone. That the mantra, each, I'm going to call it syllable, each element of the mantra, there are 8, and they resonate with each different chakra. And we have 7 chakras, but we refer to the 8th chakra as the aura. Ek Onkar Sat Nam Sri Wa He Guru. And we do that in the morning. We chant it, and it's like checking the boxes. First chakra, second chakra, third chakra. As we go up, and it fills the aura, and we call it morning call. It sets you energetically for the day.
Wow.
And we do that for 7 minutes.
Now, I know this is impossible to catch in the moment, but just go on the recording at an hour and 8 minutes in, and you can go right to it if you do that, because we started right at 55 minutes to the hour, and now we're at 9:04, and I'm going to have him do it here if you don't mind. And you can go right here. So an hour 9 in, and you'll get right to it. Okay. Show him what it sounds like.
Ek Onkar Sat Nam Sri Wa He Guru. Go to YouTube, ask for Kundalini Yoga morning call, or maybe you can do a post on your Facebook page with the mantra Ek Onkar.
Okay, we'll find one.
Yes,
and
we actually
put it
will
up
find a
there.
specific one from a teacher I know.
Let's do
and
that.
like.
You
And
find one, and
that
we'll
way I'll
post it
save
up
you
there.
from searching and maybe having to struggle finding the one that resonates for you.
All right, good. All right. Thank you guys so much. We're going to wrap up there because I know a lot of you have to go to bed and we've got a tired crew here as well. So, and we still have a podcast to do. So we got work to do.
And that includes me, doesn't it?
So, yeah.
You're making me work today.
And thank you for traveling halfway across the world.
But thank you for picking up my ticket.
Yeah. What friends are for, right?
Yeah.
Circulate.
Thank you. I'm just a humble
Whoops.
yogi. I'm just a
There
humble
we go.
yogi living in Aspen, Colorado. I need all the help I can get.
I told him, Wahey Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Thomas. It's been a pleasure. I love talking to you, listening to your comments, and anything I can do to help and serve you. Go through Thomas, and he'll go to me, and we'll communicate it to you.
Yeah, we can do that for sure. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Sending you all kinds of love from our group. Send them love, everybody. And thank you for the meditation tonight. It was wonderful.
Thank you for
Many
including me.
blessings.
Yes.
And hopefully we get to cut some snow together sometime soon. All right, you guys. We'll see you later. See you next week for birthday level up next Sunday.
Oh, that's
Have
right.
a great week. Good night.
Good night.